News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Authorities are looking for a school bus stop pervert suspect. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It is Friday. Congratulations, you made it. It's Friday. It's Friday the 13th as well. Right now we have a clear sky, 31 degrees in Missoula. And our newscast this morning, sponsored by Dig It Excavating. They bring 30 years of excellence to every job. Call 214-429-2 or visit digitmontana.com. Our top story this morning, Missoula law enforcement and School District 1 officials are alerting parents about two incidents that occurred at a school bus stop just outside Missoula on Highway 12 this week. Corporal Steve Diepert with the Missoula County Sheriff's Office has more.
The two incidents involved a white male in his mid-20s with dirty blonde or brown chin-length hair. The male was driving a bluish-gray Pontiac sedan, possibly a G6, with Montana plates possibly starting with the number 3.
Diepert details the encounters between the suspect and students at that bus stop.
This man tried to attract the attention of different students on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons this week at the same bus stop along Highway 12. On Thursday's occasion, when the student approached the car, the man exposed himself and offered a proposition to the student.
Extra patrols are going to be in the areas of school bus stops all over Missoula County this morning. If you see or know of anyone matching that description, please contact 911 immediately. Officials with the Salish and Kootenai Housing Authority say tribal members are waiting longer for rental units because the authority has to clean up methamphetamine contamination in some of those apartments. Housing Authority Executive Director Jason Adams told KECI Television, our news partners, that there are 200 people on the waiting list for housing. 36 vacant units must still be cleaned, though. Over the past 18 months, Adams says 110 of the authority's 500 housing units have been tested, and 62 so far have been tested for meth. And for some level of meth, they've tested positive. Cleanup can range from washing the walls to completely gutting the unit at a cost of over $50,000 each. Missoula County Sheriff's detectives took a report this week from a couple who discovered they were victims of identity theft when they attempted to file their income tax returns. Detective Lieutenant Scott Newell has details.
This couple goes in to file their 2014 state and federal income tax with their CPA. And file the paperwork. CPA gets back in touch with them later and says, hey, we just got notification from the Montana Department of Revenue that your taxes have already been filed.
Newell said the biggest shock came in regards to their federal return.
A federal refund was issued in the amount of $9,000 to some unknown suspect. I mean, we don't know who the suspect is yet. IRS can look into that.
Newell said the couple's working with the IRS and the Montana Department of Revenue to discover who may have stolen their identities, filed false returns, and collected thousands of dollars in illegal refunds. Newell encourages taxpayers to do everything possible to protect their identities. Missoula police searching for someone who broke into a local office building earlier this week. Public Information Officer Travis Welsh has more.
A woman reported that her business office, located in the 700 block of West Alder Street, was entered and items were taken from it. It does not appear that forcible entry was made. However, this occupant is assured that the place was locked up.
The report indicates among the items stolen was a valuable musical instrument valued at over $1,000. Anyone with information about this break-in and theft has to contact Five Valley Crime Stoppers at 721-4444. Members of Montana's congressional delegation are proposing to make permanent a tax break for coal mined from American Indian reservations. Republican Representative Ryan Zinke said during a Thursday appearance at Billings with members of the Crow tribe, he plans to introduce legislation in coming days to revive the tax breaks, which had expired in December. Representatives of U.S. Senators John Tester, a Democrat, and Steve Daines, a Republican, say they would also be pursuing the same goal. Now, in a related story, this comes out of Washington State. Lawmakers in the state of Washington say they want to study the impacts of closing a huge coal-fired power plant in southeastern Montana that provides a lot of power to the Northwest. Senate Bill 5874, again, this is in Washington State, was initially written to make it easier for the state's private utilities to close all or parts the coal plant in Colstrip, Montana. But the Senate amended and passed the bill Wednesday, calling for a study of the costs and benefits of a plant closure. Senator Doug Erickson, the bill's sponsor, said Thursday that some senators felt they didn't have all the information they needed. The Montana Home Investment Partnership Program is pumping $610,000 into the Missoula Housing Authority so they can develop the Dakota Place apartments. Community Grant Bureau Chief Jennifer Olson explains.
The Missoula Housing Authority just received an award to construct new construction of a 6-unit low-income apartment complex. The construction and everything, well, that'll take about 11 months to complete. Most likely they'll start sometime, if not late spring, by early summer.
Olson describes the population the low-income apartments are designed to serve.
So when I say low income, that is defined as 80% of the city of Missoula's area median income. So you're serving actually quite a large number of people that would fall into that category. This housing, though, however, is specifically prioritized to those people that are dealing with a mental illness.
One of the most important aspects of the apartments for those with mental illness is the location, which will be just down the block from the Western Montana Mental Health Center. A lame deer man charged in a chainsaw attack that left a man with a cut on his face so deep that his teeth were exposed has been sentenced to 3 years and 5 months in prison. The Billings Gazette reports 28-year-old James Posey Fisher apologized during his sentencing hearing yesterday, saying, "I know how alcohol is not made for me." He previously pleaded guilty to assault. Missoula Carousel is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Executive Director Teresa Cox says part of the celebration includes plans for an expansion.
Within that expansion will be a workshop to make it easier for our volunteers to do their jobs, and a museum, because 20 years later people are kind of forgetting how the carousel and Dragon Hollow came to be. And we think it's really important that the memories of the volunteerism and generosity that built the carousel and Dragon Hollow are carried into the future.
Cox says the project's expected to cost about $300,000 to reach that goal. The carousel is reaching out to the community for help.
We are doing some fundraising, mostly just right now sending out letters, trying to get the word out so people know that it is here. You know, I have people come up to me all the time and say, I really wish that I had been around or had thought to help when the carousel was being built. We'd like to reach out to those people and say, you know, it's never too late to be part of history, and we are creating history again at the carousel.
The goal is to break ground on the expansion this fall after the busy season this summer. If you want to get more on that, just go to our website. Follow the story on newstalkkgvo.com. All of our stories are there, in fact. Our News Talk time now, 6:10.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Plenty of sunshine today with just a few afternoon clouds. Highs will top out in the upper 60s. Tonight, lows drop to around the 40-degree mark. We'll see a slight chance of showers late Saturday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.